You've scoured the internet looking for politics, news, and opinions. Well, now you've done it. Welcome to the dangerous mind of Max Miller.
Hey everybody, it's Max Miller here again, and I am talking to my good friend Mike, who is in Florida, where he normally is, and I think he's there because he wants to get his one vote in. But I told him whatever he's voting for, I'm going to vote against that, so that will cancel each other out in the upcoming election. But Mike, I understand you're not in your usual home base of Orlando. Where are you today?
I'm actually in Palm Beach at a high-tech conference. Been required to play golf daily.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, and at times been required to drink with customers, and it's not been easy.
Now, you have a hard life.
Well, I'm not far from Mar-a-Lago either, so likely I'll stop by and see Donald and see how he's doing.
Well, I'm just curious, actually, now that you brought that up. Have you driven by it? Is it like gold-plated gates or something? What does it actually look like?
No, it's actually a nice place. One of the funny things, I used to live in West Palm, not far away from Mar-a-Lago, and I remember when he first moved there, he tried to get them to move the flight paths from West Palm Beach Airport because they bothered him and his guests. It was actually pretty hysterical. Everyone, immediately, went outraged about it, so nothing happened. But pretty interesting arrogance to want to have the entire airport flight paths changed because you bought a house there.
So he's never invited you there? You've never been?
I have snuck in several times. Well, I actually tried to, but he's never invited me.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Well, you don't have enough gold teeth or gold watches or anything to do that, so that would probably be part of that. You don't meet that criteria. The man is, I think I mentioned last time, to me, if he's gold member from Austin Powers, except he doesn't eat his own skin. But as far as I'm aware, but seriously,
he does have that look.
He does. I know he does. I know everything is gold, right? So he loves gold. So he's gold member, as far as I'm concerned.
That's funny.
Except he's not Dutch. So you're there. So you're there in again, as far as we know. So you're there in Florida playing golf, and I wanted to ask you before I forget. Actually, so your senator, right, is Rubio. And what do you think of Marco? How's he doing? What do people in Florida think, and what does Mike think?
I'm not a big fan of Rubio. I thought he was okay. The story of the son of Cuban immigrant, and
that's right.
It's a nice kind of feel good story. But I just there's something about him I don't like. I don't feel like he's sincere, and there's no good feelings for me. But I don't have many good feelings about many politicians, so that's not. Will
he win? You think? It's close, right?
I think he'll probably win.
Yeah, I think he will too, which is a shame but I often wonder how much pride these people have. I mean, Ted Cruz was insulted twice by Donald Trump, once saying his wife wasn't good looking and comparing him to Donald Trump's wife, and then saying his father was somehow implying involved in the plot to assassinate JFK. And Marco Rubio, he kept calling him Little Marco. I guess he's short. And said he had little hands, and that implied something. And yet,
little gloves.
Yeah, exactly. And then this guy comes out and endorses this man. I just wonder how much pride any of these people have. It's like they have no shame or no self-esteem. That part I don't get.
It's sad. I mean, we all at times have to compromise our positions a little bit on things to find ways forward with different viewpoints. But compromising your principles is really it's got to be tough for these people.
Yeah, because maybe tough for some of them. I don't think it's tough for Ted Cruz actually. Actually, I did forget to ask you the most important question of the day. Seeing as we're going to name this podcast that we're doing as we do more of these, we're going to name it two almost drunk guys talking politics and life. I think is what we decided. So you're in a hotel room. So do you have no alcohol in front of you, or did you come prepared?
I do. I am sad to report I am not on my usual Crown Royal special, which I love.
Yes.
I'm in a hotel and I'm drinking Cabernet out of a paper cup.
Which you probably got for free from somewhere. I imagine.
I actually stole 2 drink tickets from one of the other attendees when he wasn't looking. It was actually quite funny. That's a true story, by the way.
Oh wow! So you really that's kind of low though, isn't it? I mean,
it's not a new low for me, but I would say yeah.
You've gone lower. You've gone lower.
Yeah. I've been way lower, man.
You're gonna drain the swamp, as Donald Trump said. But speaking of which, by the way, I don't know if you saw this. I know he said that he was. I know we both talked about this earlier. He was going to sue the women when he was actually at Gettysburg. He had a whole policy speech, but then spent 30 minutes talking about how he was wronged and how he was going to sue those women. Did you see that another one came out and said, some adult actress came out and said, number 11, and said he had propositioned her, I think that's what it was. And did you, he said today, was the effect of, well, she's an adult actress, something tells me she's been groped many times in the past. He's just a classy guy, man. He's just a classy guy.
I think he's almost up to a baker's dozen, and that's pretty cool. I'd probably get a discount on lawyers doing the lawsuit.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I don't know how someone like him sues anyone. And how do you think you're going to get damages based on what he's done in the past? So,
that's
you know how much I disagree with and find Hillary as being just horrendous, but that doesn't mean there's support on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, the New York Times had a whole section today, I don't know if you've seen it, of all the people that Trump insulted in his tweets. It took up 2 pages. It did. That's funny. Yeah, they did a whole insult thing on it. So I know you're a golfer, but you know I'm not. I know you've tried to teach me in the past, but I should remind everybody that Mike's ex-PGA pro, and he's tried to teach me, and I failed miserably. But I went to F1 this weekend.
Oh, wow.
I went to F1 here in Austin, and Lewis Hamilton won, I'm pleased to say, a fellow Brit. And I was asking I went with my son, I asked my son as a teenager, I said, well, do you think it was a good sport to actually sit there and watch? And he said, well, yeah, for the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes is how, and I think that's right, because you can't see the rest of the track, right? It's not, you just can't see it. But I have to tell you, Mike, and don't take this the wrong way, it's actually more exciting than golf.
Not when watching you play, Max.
Well, that's true. Is he going to hit the ball? Is the commentators?
Is he going to hit the house?
Is he going to hit the house? Is he going to? What's his slice going to be today?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So did you watch? You watched this? I think I didn't. Did you watch the Saturday Night Live take on Trump? Did you see any of that?
I thought they did a great job. I actually saw. I came in partly with you, Trump. Thought Tom Hanks did a tremendous job with being the moderator, and I thought that they did Hillary. It was hysterical because usually most of the shows kind of rail on the Republicans a little more than the Democrats, and I thought they were very, very fair this time, and I thought it was hysterical around Hillary refusing to answer a question and then repeat the same lines about her experience and not answer questions. It was great.
Well, what did the Trump part? What was that? What did they do on him? Do you know?
I didn't see that part. So
okay. I know. I'm just surprised he hasn't threatened to sue them too, right? Because I mean, last weekend when it was on, he said something along the lines of, "It's a terrible show; it should be cancelled." And I guess they just decided, well, in your face, buddy, we're going to do it again, and this time with Tom Hanks as Chris Wallace. Yeah,
I mean, Trump's a 2-year-old. I mean, that's the sad part of, there's occasional moments when he says something of meaning, but it's so interspersed with 98% of nonsense. It's just, look, we've got a reality TV election for the first time, and it is what it is.
Yeah. So, did you? Do you know most of your friends? Are they going to vote or not vote? What is their view? What is there in Florida? Because they keep talking about Florida as a toss-up state, right? And I'm here in Texas, which of course has been a Republican state since the 80s, I guess.
I think it's an interesting election. I actually think a lot of people aren't even willing to say who they're voting for because they're embarrassed. If you go back to other elections, I mean, there'd be good arguments, good discussions around, I don't like Obama, or I don't like McCain, or whoever it was. I hear nothing other than embarrassment around this one. I mean, occasionally people will say, look, I'm going to vote this way, and I just, I don't want the Supreme Court justices to go the other way, things like that. But it's never about the value of the candidate.
Yeah, because, I mean, they haven't talked about issues too much, but I said, quite frankly, I blame Trump for that, because he doesn't want to talk about the issues, because it doesn't have the attention span. For it.
Yeah, but you're so independent in your views.
I am independent. Thank you for noticing. Thank you very much.
You don't see all the foibles that Hillary has.
No, that's not true.
She's a terrible candidate.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true.
I will say this, though. She's getting better at her outfits. I thought her last few outfits were a little better.
So was she doable?
Huh?
Was she doable? Was she like what's the word I'm looking for? Was she more attractive, Mike? Is that what you're saying?
I think she was a little more attractive, but I think there's a big leap there still. But no, I thought she looked good.
Yeah, so she's obviously got the world's best stylist helping her. That's for sure. There's no question about that. Speaking of world's best stylist, by the way, I should point out for those that don't know that Mike is because he's a golfer. You have 85,000 pairs of golf slacks and and every golf shirt imaginable. And the reason I bring this up is because I still have your golf or windbreaker jacket that you gave me years ago from some golf course, which was, I have to say, is great. You know what I'm talking about? Those lightweight jackets that you can have that allow you to play golf but keep you from freezing to death.
I wondered what happened to that.
Yeah, no, those things are great, man. I really love them. I think those things are excellent.
By the way, all my slacks and shirts are all the same color too.
Oh, is that right? Okay, yeah, because you sort of monotone, black and white.
Just different sizes for when I go up and down in weight.
As you've got older, yeah, exactly.
What?
As you've got older, yeah, they've gone up in weight, right?
I played golf with this guy yesterday, and we're talking, and he was old, and all of a sudden he told me his age, and we were the same age. I went, oh my God!
So what made you think he was old then?
Well, he was losing hair. He was overweight. He didn't hit the golf ball very far.
Well, let's try to face it. I will tell you, you're pretty good. So, I mean, the odds of people hitting as far as you is actually, unless you're Jesper Varnovich or someone. I mean, I don't know, whoever's still playing these days. I don't know.
Yeah, Jesper Varnovich's on the senior tour now. I played a lot of golf with Jesper.
Yeah, I know. He's a buddy of yours. That's why I brought it up.
Yes.
I played golf with him, although he gave me sympathy as opposed to advice. It was more like, I'm really sorry. Actually, go ahead.
Did I tell you I ran into a Scotsman at this conference?
No, go ahead. By the way, I forgot to mention what I was drinking. I've got a nice IPA here. I was seeing.
What?
Yeah. So I just took a sip. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. Go ahead. Start again.
Yeah. So the Scotsman told me he was eligible to be a citizen, and I said, "Oh, are you going to vote?" He goes, "I'm delaying citizenship because I don't want to vote."
He was that embarrassed?
I think he was just that disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it is disappointing. But by the way, actually, made me think of something. I'll tell you who I am disappointed in. I'm not disappointed in Newt Gingrich because I don't expect anything better from him, but we'll come back to him. But people like Rudolph Giuliani, who just seems to come across right now as a bitter old man in his attacks on Clinton and defending Donald Trump. And I often wonder, are they doing it because they believe it, or because their ego, they just can't stand Clinton, or if it's money and they think he had a chance to win and they can't back down now because they would lose face. I really am puzzled by some of the surrogates. Now,
well, I don't,
go ahead. That's right.
Yeah, well, I don't know the money comment, what that's about. But honestly, I think this is more about the Supreme Court justices, and I think these guys want Trump to win so that those will get determined by a Republican president. These guys can't feel good about supporting Trump. There's no one on the planet